Hello, cosplay world. Here we have Monday questions, and here is Tochi the cat here for pets because as soon as I sit down, he just assumes he can get pets whenever he wants. Oh well. Here we have a few questions this week. It's Tuesday because Monday, Maxis, my software, of course, is acting up again, and I don't know. I either need to know how to use it better or try out a different software because it's got memory issues or something wherein it can even I think it's messing up files, or I'm messing up files or something. I don't know. Gets frustrating re-recording and re-editing video. Oh well. So let's see. My first question is kind of a general question. It's not for anyone in particular. It's something that keeps popping up. Is knives. Can you make something out of resin? I'd like to know how to use resin. I want to know how to make fiberglass. I want to know sand fiberglass. Well, guys, for right now, I can't really show you fiberglass or resin. It's mostly because I work in this area here, and there's not really. It's not someplace you want to do fiberglass or resin work. You want a garage or someplace with open air or ventilation. That's much better than right here. Sanding fiberglass is much more difficult, and you definitely need a mask for that. You need actually a suit, like a painting suit, and gloves would be better. So it's a little bit more work. It's also quite a bit more expensive than the methods I use. I don't know. It produces like resin casting, where you make a negative, you make a mold, and you make a negative, and you recast it in resin. It produces really just amazing stuff, especially when you start with a clay casting, which I know how to sculpt. I could do that kind of stuff for you guys. But for me, I think it's a little over the top. A lot of cosplayers will wear our costume for maybe, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 years, and only use it a couple times, really. So they'll move on to other bigger and better stuff, and those extra costs for making the really good quality work is sometimes worth it, but a lot of times not necessary. In my opinion, you gotta. I mean, I'm not casting things out of metal, even though sometimes metal is like the best option. It's just, or the highest quality option. It's not necessarily the best option, if that makes sense. The highest quality option is not always the best option. I should always strive to get a better quality, but realistically, I can't quite justify the costs for something that may only be worn 5-6 times, or used 5 or 6 times. And as long as you take a reasonably good care of props and armor and all your cosplays, it should last that long. It should be fine. Or the techniques that I use anyhow. I don't know. Eventually I will get set up proper for resin work. I can show you all that stuff. For right now, I don't have quite the space for it, or the right kind of space for it. But oh well, here's my second question. It was regarding a futuristic USB. I couldn't find a USB. I know they're somewhere. I know I have about 6 or 7 of them, but I don't know where they went off to. When I moved, I had them all together. I don't know where they went off to. Well, you guys can just imagine this is a USB. USB. This is about the right size, except for the connection pins are different. But oh, you get the idea. So there's quite a few options to do this from. You could use the PS phone, which no, I wouldn't use that. It's too big, too bulky. You wouldn't get the detail you want. Really, our making out of making it for myself, of course I'd use plastic, but I can't expect people to use plastic. That's a bit much for a lot of cosplayers. Maybe they don't have the tools, maybe they don't have the resources for that. Maybe they don't have the money either. Some people might think of foamies, but this is not quite as sturdy as I'd like it to be. Poster board, also not quite so sturdy. Here we have some cardboard. That's about the right amount of sturdiness, but the finish, as I will harp on about cardboard, is not great. You get these corrugation lines when you paint them. It's not waterproof. Yeah, not a great material as far as durability is concerned. Wonderflex. What about Wonderflex? You'd need for this project. It's too thin, and it's quite expensive. And being that it would be plugged into a computer, it might get a little warm, and as you all know, when Wonderflex gets warm, it gets soft, and we don't want to ruin our work by getting soft and mushy. And we don't want to get any kind of contaminants into the connection pin, in which case your USB may become useless. So, what I would suggest, and what I don't have on hand, which is irritating, I searched the entire apartment for it, is foam board. Now, it's like cardboard, except it's got a little instead of corrugation, it's got foam in there, right in here. So, what you're going to want to do, and it works much like cardboard is, you're going to cut out your basic shapes, no problem, you can do that with scissors. Now there's a few techniques that I'm just going to go over. For corners, what I like to do here is just score along there. Sometimes you want to go in and cut a little bit away, because this allows for tighter, cleaner edges, and you see how that looks nice? If I just kind of bent it like it doesn't bend so pretty. This looks amazing. Look how like that's clearly much nicer. I'm not being a jerk. I'm actually trying to bend it pretty well just on its own, but just a simple technique. Another thing you might, one thing that'll bother me is that when you're layering and gluing these pieces together, you're gonna have still this edge exposed. And a pretty simple way to remedy that is to kind of cut a bit of that away. Let's see if I can get that away. Oh, it's complying, so that's pretty useful actually. So, come on. There we go. Alright, see, now you, we have, this is the, let me cut this away a little better. Okay, there we are. Now this is going to be our edge. Now we got this little flap here. What we're going to do is we're just going to kind of bend that over and then glue it into place. Or, yeah, pretty much you're going to glue it in place. And if there's any extra, you're going to cut that away, make it look pretty, all those nice things. Instead of this really kind of rough edge where we can see the corrugatedness, or in case of the foam board, the foam, we're going to see the nice clean edge of the paper. There we go. Those are my tips for using foam board, and it also applies to cardboard. So I have used cardboard. I haven't been happy with the end results. I don't know, call me a snob, but I really don't like cardboard that much. I've seen wonderful things done with cardboard, but it takes quite a lot of work to get a similar outcome to plastic. Plastic's amazing! Guys, it is, seriously. But I guess I'm going to end it off there. No, I need to explain it. You can probably glue it on with super glue. You can paint it with acrylic paint, or, yeah, I would say acrylic paint. Make sure to varnish it once it's done. Now, you may be tempted to spray paint it, but being that you don't want those connector pins contaminated or tarnished or whatever, even if you put painter's tape on there, I wouldn't risk it. I would just since it's the size of a USB, just paint it up. Just paint it up. Don't spray paint it. It's kind of all there is to it. Keep that pin clean though. So if you have, I guess cardboard might work if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, except for on paint. But foam board is the way to go. Just look in your art supply section. It should be in the sheet section next to poster board. It'll be like poster board but thicker with foam in it. Oh well. I want to thank everybody for sending your questions in. Be answering your questions as regularly as I can, assuming that life doesn't get in the way. That's the funniest way of doing that. Thanks a lot. If you're here this late, you are awesome. Thanks for watching. Few people ever do make it this far, mostly because ADD. Otherwise, I'm boring. That's the reason why. But oh well, maybe I can work on that. Always working to make things better. Don't forget to support a cosplayer. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Good times all.